Welcome back to Yahoo Finance's special 2020 election coverage. I want to get straight to our next guest for a conversation on the Biden-Harris ticket and the Democratic Party going forward. I'm joined now by one-time Democratic presidential candidate and former Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, Julián Castro. So, Secretary, a lot of questions have been asked about the importance of Kamala Harris on the ticket. And I think by now a lot of people understand just how monumental it is for her to be picked as the VP candidate to Joe Biden. But what I'm wondering is your view of her as someone who can excite progressive voters, or do you think that she really just strengthens the more moderate and centrist position of the campaign?
Oh, I think she excites a lot of voters out there of different stripes, whether they're moderate or they're liberal. What I saw on the campaign trail from her is that she's very able to connect with folks, that her story is an American dream story that resonates very well all over the country. She also just represents in a very real way, embodies the fact that the Democratic Party is a party that has put together a beautiful coalition of people from diverse backgrounds, and that stands for an America where all of us have opportunity, not just some people like Donald Trump wants, but everybody. So I think she embodies the spirit of the America that we want. She's prepared. She's exciting a lot of people out there. You can already tell there's been an infusion of energy into the campaign, which is great. You know, now it's just up to all of us to work hard all the way through the finish line in November, because we know that we can't take anything for granted.
So I'm wondering if you see Democratic voters at all as perhaps unenthusiastic about the Biden-Harris ticket, but particularly about Joe Biden. Particularly because I've been seeing on social media right now a settle for Biden Instagram account. There's been a new Pew Research poll that says that 56% of Biden voters say it's just because he's not Donald Trump. Are you seeing Democratic voters as unenthusiastic? And if they are, how do you think that Biden over the next few days at the convention and even going forward to the general can excite more Democratic voters?
I just think there's a difference between, these poll questions that you get that are put to somebody on the phone or online, and how people actually feel out there. People are enthusiastic about going to vote in November, and they've chosen Joe Biden for a reason, because what Americans want is they want somebody who's a steady hand. They want somebody who has the wisdom, the experience to lead this country well again in a time of a global pandemic when we absolutely need great, effective leadership. And that's Joe Biden and that's Kamala Harris. So I don't see any enthusiasm gap there. In fact, poll after poll shows that Joe Biden is leading by 9, 10, 11, 12 points. So I think that, it looks good. Again, as long as there's effective outreach, registration, and turnout, because just mechanically, this is going to be the weirdest election that we've probably ever seen because of the limitations that the coronavirus has put on the exercise of the franchise. More campaign efforts are going to have to be digital and telephonic. More of the voting is going to be done ahead of time by mail and other forms of early voting. It's going to be unusual. And that means that even more so now, we can't drop the ball. We have to keep pushing. And that's why this convention is so important, to fire up the troops and get everybody energized. And I think it's going to deliver this week.
So, Secretary, as you mentioned, this is a very weird time right now. And we're seeing a lot of folks talk about the economy, particularly because of the impact of the coronavirus pandemic. However, most folks still prefer President Trump on the economy to Joe Biden. Is there anything that Democrats should be hitting on in particular, essentially to make voters, but also Wall Street, believe that the economy is in good hands going forward with the Democrats?
Well, I think they trust Joe Biden. They know Joe Biden. The Obama-Biden administration has the best track record in terms of getting this country out of a deep recession. When Barack Obama and Joe Biden took over in early 2009, we were losing 700,000 jobs every month. And then after a couple of months, we went on this streak of about 70 months, more than 70 months of positive job growth, the longest streak of positive economic job growth in our country's history. What that says to me is that Joe Biden knows a thing or two about building back and making sure that people get back to work and that our economy is strong again. Unfortunately, he's going to have to do that, after the mess that Donald Trump has helped create, just like Barack Obama had to bring America back after the economic recession, the crisis that came right before him. But I think that, I know that Joe Biden is up to it because he's actually shown that he can do it.
All right. Well, we will have to leave that there. Secretary Julián Castro, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.